friends, and welcome back to my crafty space where I share my memory keeping projects and processes with all of you. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. My name is Crystal and I am super excited that you are all here today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already so you can see all of my future crafty videos, and any of the products or links that I mention in this video I will make sure to put in that description box down below. So today we are, I am sharing a flip through of my Week in the Life album from 2019. So when this comes out, Week in the Life is actually going to be, I want to say either next week or the week after. It's May, it's like the third week of May. However, I am actually in the process of taking photos and documenting the current week that I'm in right now, which is the second to last week in April. I am doing Week in the Life a little bit different this year because of the situation that the whole world is in. I decided that I am going to document 2 weeks this year instead of just one, and do one during this quarantine period and then do one maybe later in the fall when things are a little bit more normal, so I can capture both the abnormal and the normal for the weeks in the life of this year. So to get pumped up to actually go through my photos and create my album for 2020 for this first week, I thought this would be a great time to go back through my 2019 book and share it with all of you guys in order to help figure out some stories and some different ideas on how to document this week. So last year, I participated in Week in the Life for the first time, and I did it alongside Allie and the rest of the community. So I did the same week as everyone else, which was May 6th to May 12th. Now, last year, the Week in the Life, the last day of Week in the Life, which was the 12th, was actually Mother's Day. So it was the week leading up to Mother's Day. I purchased the kit, like the main kit and the album from Allie, and then I also purchased a couple of digital things that you'll see throughout this album as well. And then when I went to actually create my album, I have some intro pages, and then each of the days in my album follow the same formula, which you're going to see when we flip through there. So I started my album with a 6x8 photo that is inside the pocket. I took some of the cards, or a card from the kit, and cut it up in order to create my title on the top that just says this week and has the dates stamped on there. I also really loved all of these little asterisk chipboard pieces, so I have those throughout here as well. This was a picture I took out in our yard at some point during the week. I don't really remember when. Then for my intro pages, on the inside, I have a page that is dedicated to us. Basically, it just gives a small blurb of who we are and what we're doing at this point in our lives. So I have each of our names, all of our ages, and then I have things like where are we working, where are we going to school, what sort of things do we really love doing right now, what goals have we set for ourselves, that kind of stuff. And I have a section for each of the people in our family. So Aaron, myself, Isabella, Jonah, and Dibs. Just to give you guys an idea of what this week was like for us. Isabella, it was 4 last year, so she's 5 this year. Jonah was 7 months old when I did this, and then we also had Dibs too. Then over here, I made myself a pocket. So this is outside the page protector. This little section was adhered on the 3 sides so I could slide in an actual schedule of the week. This I found online, and then I just filled it out for each of us. So like what were each of us doing that day on our schedule. Then on the back side, I have a quote from Hamilton. This was a quote that Allie, I believe she had on her blog that she gave away as a free download. And so I just downloaded it, printed it off on photo paper and stuck it on here. And then from there, we get into the actual days of the week. So every day starts the same. Actually, every day the flow is exactly the same. We start with a divider, and these came with the album. So at the top, there's the tabs that give you the days. And then there was an option, I believe it was an add-on option, to do some acetate hearts, and I did not purchase those. And later I actually wanted to use them. So I purchased the digital ones and I printed them on vellum. So these are just like vellum hearts. They're adhered down by a staple. And then I added the rubber day of the week on top of the hearts. So every day will start with a heart and the day of the week on the acetate divider. So that's that. Then we're going to start with a 4x4, I guess not 4x4, a 4-pocket 3x4 page. 3x4 4-pocket page? Let's call it that. And I put in the tags, which I only used the 1 through 7 because I'm only documenting 7 days. Again, I did not purchase the add-on acetate words. I did purchase them on digital and then printed them on vellum and fussy cut them out. So that's where these words came from. So then every day I've got the 4 pockets. I have pictures, some filler cards. I did add some tiny word phrases and like the chipboard pieces, which again were digital. So I printed them and fussy cut them out myself. I've got some more photos here, and then every day I added one of these journaling cards that says like this week or working on or tough stuff, or there were different titles, and instead of journaling on them, I cut out a photo instead, trimmed it down and adhered it straight onto that card. Once we do this page right here, I then follow it up with a full-size picture that was a layer template. So I don't remember what year these came out. I purchased them, I used them, and then I changed the dates on them. So this was a picture of a sunrise over, like, these are the houses that we face. So this is not our house. We look at this house. And the sun was coming up. So I took a picture out of our, like, closet window and put that in here because it was really pretty. So it was the morning. Then on the back of that, I've got another full-size picture out of the pocket. And I varied it, right? I like the texture that it gives to have some things in the pockets and some things outside of the pockets. So like following the 4-page will be a template that's got the day of the week. On the back side of that is another full-page photo with one of the fabric stickers. This is a picture of our cat just eating breakfast. And then after that, I've got my journaling. So these were a 4x6 or 6x4 journaling card that I cut off, and I use it as the title piece for each of my journaling pages. Now, I am a person who writes a lot, and I know that about myself. That's who I am. So all of my photos are just embellished photos. Like, I do not have journaling on any of the photos themselves because all of the journaling is in the pages in between the photos. So I've got a lot of journaling. Then in between the pages of journaling, I do add these little 3x8s just to help break it up a little bit. This, I have one of these for every day that talks about what we ate that day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've got a 3x8 photo on the back with the cork day of the week embellishment stapled on. More journaling, and then at the end, so the bookends to my journaling are these large out of the pocket photos. So then I've got this one of Jonah in his high chair with some of the cardstock embellishments that came in the kit. And then on the back of that one, I have a layer template page. So these came from Allie, and I believe there were 7 of them, and each of them had a different sort of prompt. So I took those and delegated them to the different days, and I use those as a way to journal from a different place. So a lot of the journaling in the middle is very factual, like we did this, and then we did this, and then we did this. And the journaling on these layer templates is more emotions-based, more feelings-based. So, you know, like things that we're savoring is a little bit more feelings based than like we did this, you know, we did these 5 things in a row. So I tried to also take a picture of the weather every day just so I could remember what our weather was like. I have not been good about that for this current week that I'm documenting. Whoops, but that's okay. Maybe I'll try it again next time when I document later in the year. Then I've got a 3x8 layer template photo for each week as well. I believe these came from In a Creative Bubble. So this one I've got of Jonah and I. It just has this up here that just says this, and I added love, so love this. And then the last thing for each of the days are the 2 4x6 pocket pages. So I've got 2 photos on the one side and then 2 photos on the other. I've got like a picture of us at dinner and washing the dishes. So yes, so most of my photos are just photos that are embellished. So then we'll go into Tuesday. So again, we've got the heart and the rubber word and all of that. So we've got this page that's got like getting lunches packed for our work day, drinking coffee. I took a picture of my coffee mug every day, and later on I put in a page with all the mugs from the week. I've got a picture of Aaron going to work and me getting ready. I took a picture of our fridge, which I need to do this again because it changes, right? We've got little kids that like to make art, and we've got weddings and baby showers and things that are happening that we put on our fridge. We're working on paying off our student loan, and we have a tracker for that. And it's fun to take pictures of things that change. So that is that. Then I've got a picture of me at work. I work in an office that's inside of a warehouse. So this is me outside of my office. And this one, I mean, it's a little grainy. It's not the best photo, but I still like it. I set my phone up on a timer and then walked into the middle of the hall and just kind of posed. Then I've got a picture of my kids snacking together. It's so crazy to see how little really both of them are. You know, a whole year has passed, and it's crazy how much they grow in a year. There's another one of those fabric stickers, and then more journaling. So journaling our meals for the week. Here's a picture of our food with the Tuesday on there, more journaling. This one, I had a big space left at the bottom, so I added another photo down here of Dib sleeping in his bed. And then here is that layer template for this day. This one, I used the prompt, just this I want to remember, and I talked about things that I wanted to remember that made us happy from the day. And then I've got a picture of my brother-in-law reading Izzy her bedtime story. And then the weather again. On the back of that is another one of those layer templates from In a Creative Bubble, which I just talked about being at work, or being a working mom and having to have a space to go and pump. So that's what this is all about, was pumping. And just because that was very real back then, and now, like, you know, Jonah's 1.5 years old, so we're not doing that anymore. He just eats real food. This is me in my office, just being tired. And then on the road with Izzy laughing in the background and Jonah screaming his head off, because that was a thing. I mean, it still is a thing, but you know, that's real life right there. We move on to Wednesday. For Wednesday, I've got some laundry and just taking care of the day. There's Isabella being grumpy when we got her up, which is why she made it on the tough stuff there. And Aaron getting her ready to go to school. He drives her to school in the morning. Waking Jonah up in the morning. He's so cute. And eating. This is one of my favorite pictures of all time. Wednesdays, I stay home. I only go into my office a couple days a week. So this was me staying home with lots of journaling. I was talking about this new app. It's not new, but this app that at the time was new to us called Marco Polo, and how it allows us to keep in contact with our family who's not in state with us. Some more pictures of Jonah eating. Wednesday I had a lot of journaling because there was a lot that happened, and so I had a lot to say. And yeah, so food, and then we get to the end, and then I talked about, this is the layer template with the theme of gratitudes. So I put my pictures in, talked about the things that I was grateful for. We've got another large picture of me reading to Izzy at night, the weather again. So see, it's just kind of like a formula that I follow. This one was a layer template that was morning, afternoon, evening, and I decided to do it from Jonah's perspective. So playing in the morning and driving around in the afternoon and being rocked to sleep at night. Some pictures of us together. So like me and Jonah working, feeding him, dinner with all 4 of us, and then just a picture of a beer that we were drinking that night, which was so good. Oh, that's one thing with quarantine, you guys, is we can't really like get all the nice stuff anymore. So we're drinking all the regular old IPAs, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with those. But okay, on to Thursday. So Thursday, we've got coffee that we're drinking. This is a picture of like my favorite mug. You guys, I'm sure if you followed me for any period of time, you've probably seen this mug because I love that mug. Izzy sleeping in bed. Then I've got Erin getting her ready for school. Our bed is all made. Izzy making a Lego thing because that's one of her favorites. I took a picture of a flower in our yard and I used that as my photo. This is another favorite photo of all time, Jonah in his nursery. I like having the white wall with texture on it. It was a perfect place to add something. I'm going to try to take a picture like this again this time or this year. So I've got journaling. This is another thing that I did that I'm going to do again. So I took a picture of each of our closets. So I've got mine and Erin's closet, Isabella's closet, and Jonah's closet. And I did this because I thought it would be a fun thing to document year after year. And to see how we are growing and changing and, you know, how our clothes change with us, right? So like this year, we won't have all these little tiny baby clothes in his closet, and Izzy is getting bigger. So it's fun. Another one from In a Creative Bubble of Jonah in his high chair. This was another day with a lot of journaling. So I've got the meals that we ate, a picture of our food. I think I tried to do a picture of our food every day, or to pick one. This was a day that I took her to dance class. So there's Izzy getting in the car for dance. I love this picture too. That's one of the things with projects like these. You end up taking so many pictures that you will find some of them become your very favorites. And that is very true for me. I've got another of the layer templates with the guided journaling prompt, picture of Erin, who was working on mounting our TV in our basement. The weather again. I'm so jealous of all this weather. It's been like 40s and 50s and 30s lately, and I just like all these 70s and 60s look amazing. I cannot wait. Here's another layer template from In a Creative Bubble. And then the pictures here. This is taking Izzy to dance. We went to Michael's, the 2 of us, Dibs looking out the window, and Jonah hanging out in his bassinet, which again is crazy because he doesn't fit in that anymore at all. This was actually, I took a shower and I put him in the bassinet while I was taking a shower because he couldn't crawl or anything, so I didn't have to worry about him getting out. So he's playing with the towels, which is funny. Then we've got Friday. We've got mug pictures. There's Erin cleaning up cat mess, which is why some stories are just hard. So just more pictures of the kids. There's Izzy and her baby giraffe, me making the bed. So they're all like very everyday photos, right? This, I went to visit Izzy at her school. They had like a Mother's Day muffins and coffee with moms. It was really cute. I've got our meals. I actually didn't take a picture of anything we ate this day, so I guess that made it in for that day. And then another layer template from Allie Edwards. I really like these, and I'm probably going to do that again, just because I like the way that it looks in here. I've got the 2 of them reading a story together outside, and the weather. Another one of those morning, afternoon, evenings, and I thought it was funny to do it from our cat's perspective. So he like ate in the morning and he like sleep at night, and he sleeps in the afternoon and cuddles us at night, which is still, that is still his routine of every day. It's funny. This is another day that I go to my work. So I have pictures of me at work and Jonah here. And then I was working on a project, which I think I have a picture on Saturday, because my sister's birthday is in May. So I was making a project for her birthday. So I have that too. So then there's Saturday when everybody is home. So we're just cuddling on the bed and stuff. It just, yeah, using these formulas. Oh, Izzy making her bed. She's so cute. Using formulas really helps, right? To make your photo decisions and to get these things done quickly. Like, I honestly think once I got my journaling done and my photos taken, it took me less than a week to put this whole thing together. It might have only been a couple days. Another like super favorite picture. I love this of them. Like so stinking cute. And look at that. He has no teeth and now he's got like a million teeth. So much changes in a year. There's Aaron and Izzy making breakfast on Saturday together. I actually had to go into work on Saturday, which is very rare. But it just so happened that I had to do it. Izzy was playing around with the camera this week and having a blast with that. So we did that. I did Life Through the Lens, and I did this through Izzy's eyes. So like how the day was for her. There's our mounted TV and Aaron being so proud of himself, and his hair's so short right here. Like it doesn't look that short, but compared to what it is right now, yeah, that was a good haircut. We've got our weather for the day. There's me outside of my work, outside of the warehouse. Again, Izzy with her camera that she was playing with and dips. And here's that project that I was working on for my sister. So I've got me actually working on it and then a picture of it when it was done. And then the last day for Sunday, we've got the same thing. So sleeping in. I think Izzy slept in and Aaron slept in. I don't know about Jonah. Sunday was Mother's Day. So Izzy gave me like a packet. Basically, that was a card, and I took pictures of them because they were hilarious. So it's like one of those fill in the blanks that they do at school, and I just got a huge kick out of it. So I took pictures and added those in. I've got Aaron making Mother's Day omelet breakfast, which was so nice. A picture of Jonah, it's super cute. Some journaling in here. What we ate throughout the day. There's my breakfast. That was delicious. Bath night. So here's again where I talked about taking a picture of my mug every day. So this was all 7 days, my mug that I used. And then I also talked about like some of the beers that we had throughout the week that were really good. This is from Mother's Day. So this is another layer template. We went to our Mother's Day spot, which is Frankenmuth in Michigan. And we go to the brewery. So we went to the brewery and got dinner, and it was really fun. Yes. Then I added this. I downloaded this from the internet to talk about watching the end of Game of Thrones. So this was actually the episode before the last episode of Game of Thrones. We are big fans. We've read all of the books that exist right now and have seen the whole show. So this was just to signify that we were watching the end of the show. I've got more weather photos. Here is a picture of me from Mother's Day in here. And then we're ending with a couple more of those 4x6 photos, reading to her at night, and Mother's Day presents. And then that was it. That was our week in the life. So super fun. Again, I will probably do something very similar this year. I like having my journaling all together like this. So I'm probably going to do that again. And it allows me to give a lot more details, stuff that, you know, we might not document through photos. We actually had some really hard family stuff happening during this week last year, and it's kind of nice I I don't know, I don't want to say like in a good way, but it is nice to have the hard things documented too. So you can go back and read some of your journaling and see either how far you've come, or maybe it's not that big a deal anymore, or you can kind of come to a better understanding of how you've gotten to where you are now. It just helps, I think, to work through some of those things with life. And I mean, it is a real part of life. Not everything is super good. But I don't actually have any of that documented through photos, but it is in the words. So I do have the good, the bad, the ugly, and the fantastic are all in this album, and that I will do again. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Maybe it gave you some different ideas of things to look for when you're taking pictures during your week in the life. If you guys have any questions about this album, or any questions about Week in the Life in general, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are going to be participating in this project, and if you are, what week will you be documenting this year? Like I said, I intend to do 2 weeks just because life is crazy this year, and why not? So if you guys would like to see close-up images of any of these pages, I do have all of it on my Instagram from last year. I posted pictures of all of the different pages last year, so feel free to go check those out. And I will see you guys again on Monday for a story album project. And also make sure to stop by Instagram tomorrow to check out the newest sketch for the week. All right, you guys, with that, I am going to sign off. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend/week, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye now.